Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer. Gavin came over today to weather some cars and hang out, run a locomotive. Well, he actually has a couple of locomotives that he weathered out here, and he wanted to see how they ran. So he and I are out here today attempting to run trains. Mine just stopped over here. You know how it is. But anyway, we're going to make an attempt to run some trains. So I hope you enjoy this, and thanks for watching again. Okay, Gavin and I finally got some track cleaned up a little bit. My train is in the siding here, and Gavin is coming up behind me with a long freight, and he's going to be passing me on the inside track. Of course, I'm sure you're all aghast at my scenery here, but we're having fun running trains today. We actually did some switching in the yard earlier, and Mr. G and I both made up these two trains in the yard. The trains were going the other direction, and I'm going to loosen this thing up so it doesn't make so much noise. I'm going to try to. Hey G.
Hello.
You made it?
Yep.
Even though my camera was squeaking?
Yep.
I'm gonna move the camera a little bit and get G going through the S curve here. And obviously he started into the big S curve, and we're just gonna follow him all the way down to the scenic area there. And of course my birds are squawking in the background. As you can see, of course he's got two locomotives on there, but as you can see, we don't have any trouble pulling up a 2% grade here. So now I'm going to move over and watch him come down over the bridge. Okay, and my engineer is just about ready to take off, so we're going to move around to the other side again. And of course, the way we're running right now, obviously he's following me. We're not running opposed. We're going to wait until we get everything running well, and then we might try. Okay, we'll have to. Wait, what'd you do?
It was flipped the wrong way.
Okay, well, hang on just a second here.
Want me to push you back?
No, I'm trying to figure out.
It switched through.
I'm on the outside, right? So it needs to be, oh, okay, never mind. It needs to be closed. There we go. Let me go back up. We'll try that again. This just goes to show you that poop does happen. Gavin was just backing up a little bit and lost his first car. I think today is one of those running jinx days. I think it's all because of you.
Her back.
I don't think it's because of me. Okay, let's see.
Her back up.
Okay, hang on. Oops. Okay, Mr. G and I just had a good laugh, and he's not going to look at the camera because I know he's laughing. We went to move these two water bottles so we could do some photographing, and he hung them here, and one of them had the top taped on it, and of course disaster struck. It fell on the, well, it's not disaster, but You know, to us, it's just everything's a disaster today. Everything we've touched has just turned to poop. But that's okay. We're still having a good time running today. And now let's get back to what we were trying to do. Okay, what Gavin and I were trying to do is we were trying to have a meet where the one train was going over and the one train's going under. And I think we're successfully going to pull it off this time. And I think it looks pretty cool. It'll be really cool once we get some scenery on, huh, G?
Uh-huh.
We're actually fixing to go in and eat some lunch, but when we come back out, we'll do some more running. And I'll show you the weathering job that Gavin's done on these two locomotives here. The ACT locomotive you've seen in the last video, but I'll get a close-up of them when we come back. Okay, G, are you gonna want to tell us about what you did to some of these locomotives when I get over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll take a look and Gavin will explain to you what he's done. Okay, G, so how about 5051?
So this is like, I just patched this SD40 to ACT, and I patched the lettering and I added an antenna, a new horn on the front, and a light right here.
Yeah, a rotating beacon or something.
Yeah, beacon light.
And then your antenna.
Yep.
So, like, what kind of detailing did you do besides patching out some of the doors? Anything else?
Not really. I mean, I just kind of.
And that's a patched number too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the front of the nose.
Oh, you just blanked out the Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Now we want to take a look at the BNSF unit.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a BNSF Heritage 1-9 with like a blown out side from one of these.
Maybe from a turbo fire or
Yeah.
something like that. Something happened to it, so they had to replace the doors.
Yeah. I weathered down the sides. I just kind of messed with the trucks a little bit, and I added another beacon and an antenna to that one too, as well. And that's pretty much what I did.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good job there, G. And that one's still in BNSF, right?
Yeah.
But I understand that you have another ACT locomotive in a dummy that we made, or you made, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with it, but you made it. So we'll take a look at that here.
Okay, so on this SD40-2 Santa Fe, the ACT stole some side panels from Conrail, because you could see the Conrail blue on there. Instead of patching it down below the numbers, it's patched over the Santa Fe logo.
On the Conrail doors, huh?
Yeah. And then over here there's no patch number. They just kept the original Santa Fe number. They got a little tiny beacon up here, no antenna, but they have
They have the other antenna array.
yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
And then they have a horn that they took off.
New horn, huh?
Yeah. That they replaced. And
yeah,
then,
I noticed they must have had some other blue paint laying around that they painted. The side sill must have been kind of rusty, huh?
Yeah. And then on the other side of here, on one of the trucks, you can't really see it, but it's taken off of a BNSF SD40-2 Heritage 1. As you can see, with the kind of greenish, like paint worn off of it kind of color. And the same thing on the other side. They just took Conrail doors and patched the ACT over the Santa Fe logo.
Right. Yeah, they probably had a major engine malfunction or something, and they needed they got the doors all busted up and had to put other doors on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the look of that. And That one has the guts taken out of it, right, G?
Yeah, it's just a dummy used for pulling behind as a DPU on some trains.
Good. I like the way they look, G. What do you think? You're gonna think we ought to run some more trains this afternoon now that we're done with lunch?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool. Thanks for showing us the locomotives, G.
No problem.
Okay, we realized that Gavin had one more that he had weathered, so I'll let him tell you about this one.
This was a long time ago. I weathered this one. This is an AC 44 CW. I mean, it's just standard Heritage 2 paint scheme. And actually on this one, I don't know. Yeah, you can't really get it without the track. But the lights light up, so when you have it on the back.
Oh yeah, I see the light was flickering there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you basically left the light pickups in there and everything, and the light board just took the motor out, huh?
Yeah, and that basically leaves a cool effect when you have a dummy with lights on. So.
Right, so you have a dim light on the back, just like they do when you're using it on the back of a train. Huh?
Yeah, this was that was basically the same. That was basically the point of making this, just to make a cool one with
something
lights
where
on.
Something where you had a locomotive, a DPU on the end, and something with a light in it.
Yeah, and just to run around with other locomotives.
And that's one of the first ones that you did, right?
Yeah, that's one of the first locomotives that I weathered. It's not super substantially weathered like the other BNSF one, but
yeah,
it's.
And I noticed too that you and I both tend to make dummies out of ones that have a little bit of damage, like the broken handrail and stuff like that. You know, we pick stuff that's either quit running or been dropped on the floor or whatever, and we usually make a dummy out of that kind of stuff. So.
And you can't really tell when it's on a train.
Right, right. And people aren't looking for that when it's on a train. So, but yeah, that's a good job, G, for the first, one of the first ones you ever did.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how old you were when you did that, but you had to be pretty young.
Yeah, probably 10 or so.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll add that to the video, and I think we're going to try and get back to running some trains now. Okay, I'm on the main line, and Gavin's coming up the hill, and I've got him set to run around me. So we're out here running, and the reason we're doing this is because Gavin tells me that his train has priority. And since when he's here, he's the yard master, I have to agree. Okay, I have started moving. I'm coming down the hill. But what we're doing now is Gavin and I are going to try and run a post, and since his train is priority, I'm going to stop here and let him run around me, and by the time we get down here, he'll probably be changing directions. Okay, besides listening to our air conditioner and getting a good shot of all my tools, here comes G going the other way. Now that he's reversed he's still in the reversing section. Let me back up over here. You can see back there, approximately right there where he's pointing to, where he was standing or is standing. That's the reversing section, and when he gets through there, he'll flip those turnouts back and he'll be on his way. And since his train takes priority, anytime that he's coming towards me, I'm going to have to pick a siding. And we'll just see how it runs for a little while here. But now he's going to go the other direction, also across the bridge. And of course, since we have the camera on, this would be a perfect opportunity for a disaster. We haven't had a disaster of any sort really today, but it could always happen.
It could be double.
For some reason it stopped running. I don't know. We've tried to clean the track today. Maybe it's a little more than the curves are a little more maybe than the two locomotives can handle pushing the dummy up the hill. But anyway, it's all an experimentation process. And I'd like to thank Gavin for throwing this little whammy in here to let you guys know that this kind of stuff happens. And then of course once it gets over the hill, now he's at the Indy 500. Okay, everybody. Not too much of a run video, but Gavin and I had a ball today. We had a lot of problems, but we had a blast with what we were doing. This is what comes from when you go to do an operating session and you don't clean your track. I've been doing a lot of plaster work back here, a lot of plaster cloth, so there was plaster dust on everything, and we didn't clean it before we got started. I didn't clean it before we got started, and we had to stop in the middle and clean the track. You know, poop happens, and this is the way it is, guys. This is real life on the model railroad. But the real life thing for me is that Gavin was here and to do it with me. He's in weathering cars right now. His dad's going to come get him later today. But we kind of gave up on the running thing. Robert and I have got to pack some orders. And so that's it for today, guys. And thanks for watching.